So you're thinking about moving to Suffolk, Virginia, and you're looking for a place they call home where there's amenities galore, where there's going to be a shopping center directly in your community, especially with a grocery store, big grocery store chain like Publix. Well, this is the community for you. Right now, what you see behind me is a grocery store being built called Publix. If you're from down south, like anywhere in the Florida, Alabama, Georgia regions, you know all about Publix grocery stores. And this community right here is going to be called Planter Station. Planter Station is a community that's being well built over and highly sought after, and new development is still growing in this community. And we're going to walk you through this community and kind of give you a glimpse into what is actually capable for you to live over in Planter Station. So we're going to start our commute over here, but you're going to see behind me with that building right there, Publix is coming here, and they're building a nice shopping center or centered around actually Publix, and that's going to give a lot of people a little bit more amenities here than what they actually are accustomed to already in this community. Planter Station is actually located directly off of Godwin Boulevard in Suffolk, Virginia, and this community right here is going center stage of this community. When you think about Godwin Boulevard, it has everything that any one of the homeowners could actually ask for when it comes to just restaurant shopping. Quick access to the 58 that gives you access to the I-664 corridor, and then you still have opportunities here to hit over on North Main Street. If you've seen any of our other videos, you know there's a lot of restaurants and dining over at North Main Street as well, where there's Walmart, Lowe's as well over there. Especially then you have a Kroger in that area as well too. So it has access to multiple avenues here to where you can find amenities that meets the demand of the community. Now, this community is still growing, like I said before. They're still developing on the back end of this community as well. So we'll show you a little bit of that as well too. And this community, I think, is going to be one of those things where it's going to be a little bit more of a high value community out here in this area. Now, there's not going to be too many price points where it's going to be below $400. This is going to be a community where you got to come a little bit in the mid fours to get into this community, or a little bit higher, depends on what you're looking for in the amenities. Okay, the floor plans are galore. We'll show you those as well in our market recap. We'll talk about those things here. Now, one of the other cool things about Planter Station that I like about this community so much more is that it's really got quick access to the high school and middle school. Directly up one road over on Godwin Boulevard, you make another left, and you're right there in the community for where Kingsport Middle School and Kingsport High School, they are right there accustomed right here in this community. So all this is adjoining community where you can find so much amenities here for you. And they do have a HOA, obviously, because this is a planned unit development. Okay, so this is a master plan community, so you definitely know there's a HOA here. I think it's around about $48 or so. We'll bring that to you in the market recap as well too. And so what we're going to do is that we're going to go this way. Let's go check out some of the houses on this side of the neighborhood as well, so you can get a feel for it. Now, one of the things I will tell you, if you're looking to get into this community, this is why it's important to go ahead and reach out to us and let us know that how we can help you, because we're always looking to work with the builders and give you the best insight from the builder's perspective, so that way we can get you into a home that really fits the needs that you have and the demand that you have. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Craig Houston. I'm with the Moving to NORFOLK team, and right now we are all specializing in giving you all the neighborhood tours out in Suffolk, Virginia. So if you ever have a moment of need that you want to help and get moved into relocating into Norfolk, or you want to buy or sell in Norfolk or any one of the surrounding 7 cities, you want to reach out to us through phone call, email, text, book a video call, because this is our favorite one that we love to do. And go ahead, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, so that way you can be the first to learn more about anything can move over in Norfolk, Virginia, or any one of the surrounding communities like Suffolk, Virginia today. So what we got going on here is a community that is full of amenities, like I said before, and it's just going to give you the impact. Now, you got to remember, when you think about these master plan communities now, where they're trying to get a lot more homes in the community, because Suffolk, Virginia has this thing where by 2045, they want to actually have over 7,500 homes built in the community. And so that means that you're going to see smaller lot sizes, okay, in this community as well too. So most of these homes are going to be sitting on a quarter to a third of an acre lot, and that's really not a big lot in these communities. So that may be something that appeals to a lot of people who are always on the go and don't really have time to maintain a huge yard or want to pay someone to maintain it for them. So to me, that can be ideal for you as well too. So you just have to kind of know what it is that you're kind of going to look for. So we're going to cross the street and then going to show you a little bit more of the community on the other end. So make sure I don't trip and fall. So what you'll see behind me is the back end of that shopping center as well too for Publix. So you'll see that behind me as well. But when we talk about this community, what I want you to kind of understand, these master plan communities, what I like about them, they're giving you these nice metered out sidewalks where you can actually get more feel in the community. You can feel safety in the community. Kids can play out in the community and don't feel like there's going to be anything dealing with traffic in this type of community. Now this one, I think it's going to be a highly sought after community when everything is completely done. About 5 to 10 years from now, we obviously don't know how the market will react in 5 to 10 years, but the way homes have appreciated over the last 40 to 60 years, you can imagine that this community is going to be one of those highly sought after communities, maybe with a minimum turnover rate, but with this ideal location right across from Sentara Hospital, the Obici Hospital. I can see that this is going to be a highly sought after community for a lot of people who want to move into this area and want to work in those communities, especially if you're working at Amazon down on Portsmouth Boulevard, things of that nature. You have so many opportunities here that this is going to be an ideal situation for those communities. So let me know, what do you think is going to be important when it comes to moving into a new constructed development like Planter Station? Is the ideal pull in of having a shopping center directly in your community and having quick commutes to the local schools? Is that something that will bring in a lot of buyers, or would that be intriguing enough to keep a lot of people from selling their home in this community? I want to know what you think, and let me know, because I'm actually out here today to let you know more things about the community, and I think this is an ideal situation for a lot of people. So let's talk about what is the floor plans here, right? I know that's going to come up, and like I said, we're going to talk about a lot of that in the market recap, but most of the floor plans that you're going to see are going to be 4 bedrooms, 2.5 plus bathrooms, and a lot of these homes are going to be over 27 or more thousand square, 2,700 more square feet or so, right? So when you think about these homes, think about what you're looking for, and so these can be scaled up or they can be scaled down, and a lot of these are going to have, we're going to have to show you the floor plan so you can see some of the amenities that goes into these homes. Now what we will be doing as well too is taking you to an active listing in this community. There's actually one still actively for sale right now. We'll show you that one. It may be under contract, but I'm pretty sure when I checked it the other day, it was just active. So we'll check the status of it and make sure that it's either under contract or how many days it's been on market without a contract, just to kind of give you an idea of this community, okay? Now, when a community like this, when a master planned community comes available, what happens typically is it starts out with a low turnover rate, but then, you know, things start to pick up, the community started to build a little bit more, and then we can start seeing a higher turnover rate. What does that really mean? Turnover rate gives buyers opportunities to move into the community. When it's a low turnover rate, like 2 to 3%, you don't necessarily see too many of these homes come on the market, which would be understandable because they just moved into these homes. A lot of these homes are new builds, and some of these are going to be people's forever home. And that's great for homeowners when they find their forever homes. But also, when the community finishes out and that model home gets sold in new construction development, what we typically see is then the turnover rate may increase for a temporary time, for a 2 to 3 year period after the whole development is complete, where you will see basically homeowners start to sell their home to upgrade to different homes, move out of the area, maybe even downsize or so. And what we typically see is that then the turnover rate goes higher, giving buyers more opportunity to move into these highly well sought after communities. Now, when you look at everything that you see here over in Planter Stations, yes, all of them look the same when it comes to, you know, you have your vinyl siding, you have your custom sidings as well. But what you see most of the time is that by 10 years or so, this community is going to be so well established that people are going to be actually wanting to pay top dollar and premiums, in my opinion, to move into this community. So that's something that you have to take into effect, something that you have to take into account and understand exactly that. Now, I want to talk about exactly how we always list and talk about weather. We talked about that recently in our previous video, but let's just talk about what this part of Suffolk feels like when it comes to commutes, okay? When it comes to commutes, you just got to know exactly where you want to be at in the city of Norfolk, or do you want to be in one of the surrounding cities of Norfolk. And to me, when it comes to actually thinking about Planter Station and Suffolk, Virginia as a whole, this is Central Suffolk. So Central Suffolk gives you that quick access to the 58 that gives you multiple routes to get back to Norfolk or Virginia Beach or whatever part of the city that you want to be a part of at that point in time, like Chesapeake, Portsmouth, or Newport News, or Hampton. What you wind up with, and this is the model home behind me. You see that? That's the model home. So what we'll do is we're going to head down here to this active listing that's down here. But what we got to know is that when you think about this commute, if you're living in Suffolk, you got to be prepared to actually have somewhat of a 25 to 30 minute commute depending on where you want to be at in the community, okay? And the reason why I say that is because if you don't pay attention to exactly what part of the city that you're living in Suffolk, you can wind up typically being further out than you want to be, and then that can make you feel like you didn't choose the right home for yourself, or you was unaware of what it can be. Now, when I talk about commutes, you got to remember you have the actual Portsmouth Tunnel, which is the 264 downtown tunnel. That is a tolled tunnel, okay? So you will have to either have an easy pass, or if you don't have an easy pass, you will have to pay the actual harsh cost that's even higher, which is going to be a little bit more than $1.94 at peak hours or whatever, by paying by license plate, okay? So that can happen as well. But then if you don't want to take the Portsmouth Tunnel, you do have the ability to actually use the let me cross the street real quick, the high-rise bridge going towards Chesapeake to go around to Norfolk, and that can give you anywhere between a 40 to 45 minute commute, versus having a 30 to 35 minute commute. It depends on where you're going if you use the Portsmouth Tunnel, okay? So it can save you a significant amount of commute time, especially depending on where you stay and where you live at. So that's something to take into account as you actually think about your commutes. And then everything else gets you all the way out to the 264. Now, if you're taking the 664 to Newport News, the Mountain of the Merrimack Tunnel, that takes you on the peninsula side of Virginia. And going that route, you can be somewhere in between 35 to 45 minutes out as well. Depends on what part of Newport News or Hampton that you want to be in. Depends on where you live at in Suffolk. And being in Central Suffolk, where Planter Station is, that's about a 40-minute commute if you're heading over to Newport News. And if you're using that Newport News, Mountain of the Merrimack Tunnel, what can typically happen there, that one can get jammed up. There's usually an incident sometimes in that tunnel. If you take the 64 westbound, is that westbound? Yeah, 64 westbound, going through the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, that can be almost a 40 to an hour and a half commute, depends on where you're going in the city, because that one is going to be always in gridlock, in my opinion, okay? So, and the reason why I tell you that is because I lived in most of these cities already. We'll talk about that a little bit more here, but we're pulling up on 106 Planter Station, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull this one up for you, and I want to show you this home. So let's look at this. It's going to be a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2,672 square feet, and it's actually was listed on the market currently at $480,000. Okay, so that's price per square foot is about $180 per square foot. Okay, so this is a home that has been on the market for a little bit of time, but honestly, it's probably under contract right now. When I get to the market recap, we'll pull it back up and give you an idea if it is under contract or not, because I believe that it would be at this point. Typically, homes below this $500,000 price point that we're seeing in this community is actually showing us that they're going quickly, especially if they're underneath $400,000. That is a demanding price point right now, and I believe the reason why that is because pre-approvals with the interest rates as being as they are right now, about in the 6 to 7% range. What we're seeing is that people affordability is coming down, and the affordability for pre-approvals are starting to show in that range of about 380 to 450 or 380 to 500. Okay, so that big scope of range has changed the demand and what we're seeing in these communities, and that's something to take into account and something to think about as well too. So what we're going to do is we're going to get you on over to our market recap, and I'll talk to you soon. So I hope that you enjoy our neighborhood tour of Planter Stations. It is a great community to actually be a part of, and like I said before, it's so adjacent to everything that you want to be centrally located to in Central Suffolk that this is probably the best neighborhood to actually think about when it's time to move to Central Suffolk, because this community is up and coming. It's going to have so many amenities that you can actually galore over and drool over, that then it actually has that close proximity to Sentara Hospital as well too. For those who are actually working at that location, this could be an ideal commute for you as well too. You're directly across the street, or you may just even be able to, you know, hop, skip, and jump away from being over there if you decided you wanted to do that as well too. So you have so many opportunities here. I think this is one of those communities where you got to even give it a look. I urge you to actually, if you're in a moment for either new construction or a little bit of a home that's being actually used just quite a bit, 2020, 2021, this may be the community for you. Don't forget, Publix is coming here too. So if you're someone who's relocating to actually work at this Publix location that's going to be here, this community could be just ideal for you as well too. Keep that in mind. Now, we talked to you about the active listing that we actually went by earlier today and talked about how that may actually be under contract. I was actually incorrect at the time of this video. This is actually being filmed on Cinco de Mayo today. So actually that home was on the market since March, and then it actually came off the market and now it's being relisted today. So it's still an opportunity out here for an ideal price range for you. So if you have the budget, you think you want to be out here, definitely don't hesitate to give us a call. But let's get into the actual market stats that you need to know, and then let's keep it moving as well too, and talk about all the things that you need to know about Planter Station. So let's get directly into it. We already know that the assigned school district is Kings Fork High School. Like I said before earlier in the video, a really quick commute from here, at least 5 to 7 minute commute. You go up to another traffic light, go through the next traffic light, and now you're making a left, and then boom, you're there. Okay, so this community is right there for Kings Fork High School and Kings Fork Middle School, and Elephants Fork, the elementary school, will be your elementary school as well too. We talked about the HOA fees, about $48 a month. We'll have to add it on to your monthly mortgage as well too. This community was established in 2020 and is actually located in the 23434 zip code, which actually has an average household income of about $85,432 per household in 2022. And the number of homes sold in the last 12 months in this community has been 12 homes total. Okay, when we talk about those 12 homes that sold recently here in the last year, okay, let's talk about the lowest first. The lowest sold home was $393,700, and that was a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,241 square feet, and that went for sale at $176 per square foot. Okay, then if you talk about the highest sold listing here in this community in the last 12 months, that is $517,300. That's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,920 square feet, and that went for about $177 per square foot. Now, the median home value, as you know by now, by looking at all these videos that we've done on Suffolk, $273,000 is the average home value, median home value in Suffolk right now. The median sales price is about $340,867 that we're seeing in the marketplace right now, meaning that that's an average price per square foot of $180 per square foot. Still, median days on market is around 14 days on market in these times here. So that listing actually been on the market in March, and this then had to be taken off in May and then relisted. Maybe it may be a little bit of an opportunity of a deal there in that opportunity as well too. Keep that in mind. Active inventory is around about 370 homes listed, and then we're talking about we only have about a 2.6 month worth of home supply in Suffolk, Virginia right now. And the median rent in Suffolk is around $1,556. That gives you about a 980 square foot apartment in this community. And then the population in Suffolk is about 93,268. By 2045, they expect that to go to 117,000. And like I said before, Suffolk, Virginia is the #1 landmass area in Virginia as a whole, and number 16th in the United States. That's always something to see, because that lets you know that as you look around, this community is continuing to still grow, and that's why I urge you to go ahead and give us a call, shoot us an email. Don't forget that you can even text us or book a video call as well too, because we are here for you each and every day to help you understand what's important to moving into this community. And if you ever have those questions, just let us know so we can help you understand what's our best opportunity in this market. Now, if you found value in this content, please go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and definitely ring that notification bell so that way you can be the first to learn more about not only moving in Norfolk, Virginia, but moving to Suffolk, Virginia as well too, and its surrounding communities. What I will say too, if you watch this video always to the end, hit me with finish in the chat as well too, in the description below. Hit me in the comments with finish. I will appreciate that. Just let me know that you watched this all the way through, and I appreciate each and every one of you who continue to plug in and look at these videos, and urge anyone who's looking to relocate to Virginia, don't hesitate to give us a call, because we are relocation specialists. I'll catch you in the next video. You already know who I am, Craig Houston, moving with Norfolk team. I'll see you later. Peace.